Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maya, and today I'm going to be filming a high school advice video. This video is mainly for freshmen who are entering high school. These are just tips in general on how to basically survive high school. So before getting into this video, let me just tell you that the high school experience can be different for everybody, especially if it's like a public or private school. Those kind of circumstances definitely change the way you experience high school. So this is my advice. So the first topic would be academics. Basically, it's all your classes and your grades and schoolwork and stuff. So my first tip for you guys is to take as many classes as you can. That will help you better understand how you manage your time and your classwork and which classes you're more interested in, so that towards your junior or senior year, you'll be able to figure out which classes you want to take, because by that time, you'll have to pick and choose between certain classes. So the second tip I have for you guys is to be engaged in class. And so that could look a lot like you answering questions, participating, and not falling asleep in class. That will show that you're engaged and that you're a student willing to learn and challenge themselves. So the next tip for you guys is mainly for 9th graders, so freshmen. Try hard in class. Don't just slack off because your grades don't matter that year, because even though they don't matter as much, it's still very important, and it also will train you to good study habits and good time management too. The last tip for the academic section is to make sure you plan ahead and you make schedules and follow those schedules. Planning ahead and planning when you're going to do a certain project or study for a certain test will help you better organize yourself and not procrastinate, because once you have a plan, then you're able to follow out with that plan. So that is it for the academic section. The next section is prepping for college. So basically, high school, yes, is for you to prepare for college. So once you graduate high school, go into college. The first tip is to take as many APs as you can. So I'm not saying take so many that you can't handle it and that you get bad grades in every one. Make sure you take a good amount to where you can handle it, but it's also challenging enough, because AP classes look really good on college resumes. And although some colleges don't count your AP credit to their college credit, it's still good to show that you have been doing harder classes and you've been challenging yourself, because colleges look for that. They want students that will challenge themselves and will work hard in class. The next tip is to not stress about what you want to be when you grow up, because I know for me personally, I tend to worry about my future and about what I want to do when I grow up, because currently I don't really have an idea of what exactly I want to do, and that's what scares me, because I feel like if I knew what I wanted to do, then I will take all the high school classes that are related to what I want to do, so that I can be better prepared for my future dream job. However, because I don't really have any sort of idea of what I want to do, it stresses me out, and then I overthink things, and then it's just a cycle, honestly. So my tip for you guys is to not stress about it, because I've learned this within the past year. The final tip for prepping for college is to take high school diploma notes, if that makes sense. So basically, take notes about what you've participated in high school, what competitions you've joined, what school plays you've been in, because when you take notes of that, then once you're in 12th grade, you'll be able to look back and see what you've done, so that when you write your college essays or you apply for college and you fill out those forms, then you'll know what you've done and you won't forget what you did back in 9th grade, because you'll still have a record of it. So the next section is the social section, or friends. So basically, the first tip is to just be friendly to everyone. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Also, talk to the new students, guys, okay? I don't really know how often you guys get new students, but basically just be nice to them and talk to them, because they're probably more stressed than you are about starting school, because they're going to an entirely different school. Just be nice to the new students, talk to them, try and get to know them, and stuff like that. The next tip is to join clubs and extracurricular activities. Making friends can be quite difficult, especially if you're an introvert, but by joining clubs and sports and other extracurriculars, you're able to find new people and people that have similar interests as you, and you'll be able to make friends with them. Okay, so the next tip is to forget the past. So I know that many times when you go into high school, you have friends from middle school and you might have enemies from middle school or something, but honestly, just forget the past, okay? If they don't want to forget what you did and they still hold a grudge against you, that's their own problem. If we want God to forgive us, we have to forgive others. You have the ability to forget the past or not to forget about the past. That is entirely up to you, but I am just advising you to forget the past. The next section is mental health. I know recently social media has been talking a lot about mental health, and so I'm just gonna kind of follow up on that. The first tip, don't stress too much. Your grades don't define you. Even if you get like a bad grade, it's not the end of the world. So even though I study hard and I practice and practice and practice, I have to remind myself that even if the results are bad, God is still good. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about your grades. You should put a good amount of care into your grades, but I'm just saying don't let it take over your life. Like, don't let that be your idol. So the final tip on the mental health section is to have some self-care time. During times when it's super stressful, try to make at least 15 minutes of your life dedicated to yourself. So you can take like a 15-minute nap or do some facial or whatever. Like, just take care of yourself. Your health is more important than school, because if you do super well in school but you're super sick, then what's the point of school if you're really sick and you're not at your best mental or physical state? The last section is a very general idea of high school and my advice to you on that. So the first thing I have to say, enjoy your high school year. Participate in all of the games, HOCO, winter formals, and other events and activities that are going on within your high school, because in the future you may look back at it and you might regret it. Understand that even though if you don't want to go at the moment, you will appreciate it in the future. So if you're a Christian, it's very important to focus on God and to make sure that He is put first above all your needs and all of your studies and stuff. So try and spend some time with Him, even if it's just like 10 minutes a day, reading the Bible and praying and talking to Him. Just spend at least 10 minutes a day doing that, because it'll constantly remind you that God is good and that God is in control of everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. So it is currently 10:14, and that is around the time when I start getting delusional and I just need to go to bed now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Good night.